let's take a little bit of a journey into Stormy Monday and just kind of have a conversation about it, a little bit of playing. We just played an example of how to deal with the chord progression. So I said, let's take a real world example. And what I did is I went ahead and laid out some Stormy Monday chord changes as I know it in example 5.10. Then I was thinking like a student. What would a student do? How would they go through this process? They probably would go online and try to find the chord changes, right? That's what our students do now. Where we didn't have that when we were younger, right? You had to figure it out the hard way. And I actually have a little picture of Wikipedia, and it shows the chord changes for Stormy Monday. And then what I did is I went ahead and downloaded the Stormy Monday song as played by the Allman Brothers. I find that's a very common version out there. And what I then did is on 5.12, I outlined the notes relative to a C harmonica played in second position key of G vertically on the staff. Then the next step was to actually play the root note of each of those chords, just to make sure that it actually sounded correct. And that's a great process to go through. So I just want to take a moment with John. And why don't you play the changes as presented in the top of each one of these lines in example 5.13. And let's us together go ahead and play the root notes as I have outlined in example 5.13.
Okay.
All right. So in the key of G, C harmonica second position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm using 5.13 as an example of how to check if the chord changes are what you're hearing matches what you found online. For the moment, let's just go ahead and assume that these are the changes. Basically what I'm saying is once you find out what the chords are, you want to go through and play all the root notes. And if there's any of those notes that just don't sound quite pleasing, cross it out. Then play the thirds. Example 5.14. You can turn your guitar up just a little bit for me, John.
Okay, sure.
1, 2, 3. Here we go. Some of the thirds didn't sound too great. Just part of that discovery process, you know.
And it could, again, the voicings, if I stick with, in that tune when they're playing, like Dwayne Allman and Dickie Beck, he's using the non-root chords a lot of times, so he doesn't have, so there, that could be, that's something that you have to work on, even like in the, what was it, when it goes to the 2. That little minor third up.
We're talking about bar 9 to bar 10.
Yeah. If you listen on the recording, what really stands out is the 7th on top. So it's there's little subtle things like that. So I mean, you have to be careful.
So we explore, and that's the whole point. Is we go through and play the root, then the thirds, then the fifths, and the flat sevenths, and get rid of the notes that don't sound good, or highlight the ones that do. Huh?
That's right.
So 5.15, I'm going to play the fifths now. 1, 2, 3, 4. last one?
I missed. You wanted to augment it? Yeah.
All right, you're good.
Yeah, I did. You did. You were doing fifths, so you had
Yeah.
to raise fifth.
Yes, yeah, because there's.
And I played. I didn't play the fifth at all.
I got you.
Now, did you notice though? Just to point out something.
Yeah.
Even though we made that mistake, that the fifth sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
They sounded better than the roots and the thirds
Yeah.
when it came to the movement of the chords. If you notice, I started doing a little bit more half stepping with the chords too, which they do in the recording, which seems to, I don't know, it just sounded much better to me, except for my major chord at the end. So
Yeah, no worries.
you want to do it again?
No, that was fine. It's all in the spirit of learning. 5.16, now it goes to the flat sevenths. 1, 2, 3, 4. No seventh, so for me to play. Some of them sounded great, some of them and also, intonation, the 5 draw would probably be a better example.
And this is where you'd probably like, okay, I'll play a seventh over this chord, but I won't play it over that chord, right? I
Yes,
mean, that's
exactly.
You pick
some of them, they were beautiful.
Yeah, you pick, oh, I really like that there, and that's part of the discovery thing that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Finding the right notes that really sound the best for the song.
Now I'm going to go to 5.17, use the ninths. I can hear our crew is outside doing the bushes and the leaves and stuff, but shall we just continue on and ignore them?
Yeah.
All right, so example 5.17 now is the ninth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out the ninths in the area where at least the Wikipedia description wasn't in there.
Well, the ninths wouldn't sound, I'll be honest with you, this is one area you have to be careful. I can tell you from just my own experimentation. Ninths sound great over the 1, the 4, but when you get into, or the 2, even the 2 sounds nice. Even the minor 4 sounds great, but the walk-up, if you were to put the ninth in on the walk-up, let's just say, so you'd have, let's do the ninth on a case, we have, I don't know if that's my favorite. I'm not saying it's bad, but I don't know if that's my favorite.
Yeah, I hear you.
You hear it though, right? I mean, and then we go. So again, it's a choice.